Hello, guys, and welcome to another edition of Pink Sock Podcast. As you can tell, we are on Facebook now and YouTube, which is freaking awesome. But also, I'm not in my usual space. I'm actually in Louie XIII's room where he does his DJing and drumming and all that fun stuff because we was having technical difficulties and we figured, fuck it, might as well do it here. So Louie will be joining us momentarily. He's getting my tea, like the good little delivery boy that he is. Hey, Louie! Can you put some honey in my tea? I don't know if you can hear me or not. But we have Louie XIII. He's a local DJ, local musician. He was in the band Resistance 13 many moons ago. He does local DJing. He promotes. And also, me and him are going to be collaborating and getting comedy shows in the Ohio Valley. I'm very excited for that because this area needs it. And I also would like to bring comedy and entertainment to other areas that desperately need it. Thank you, Eric. I truly appreciate that, my man. Without further ado, Eric's Louie. Who the fuck? I meant to say Louie, but Eric's in the chat. Louie is on his way with some medicated tea. It is going to be fantastic. But until then, I would like to talk about a couple things that I've been working on. I have new music coming out. Spot Remover on Friday. My boy Spot did all the music and stuff and brought this concept to life involving his name called Spot Remover. I did an advertisement for that on YouTube and Facebook and all of that. Go check that out. And I also have I Can't Believe It's Not Coffee by Loose Bean, which is exciting. And also there's an up-and-coming rap artist, hip-hop artist, singer, musician coming out. His name's Too White. I'm going to be driving him over to the Calligraphy Studio today. You're hearing that right, today. And they're going to be tossing around ideas. So Too White is coming soon. Too White and all right, baby. And I think I hear footsteps tapping on my chamber door. Too White, baby, you know that. What's up, Erica? Happy belated birthday. I know it was your birthday the other day. Happy birthday. Hope it was amazing. This space should look familiar. we were having testicular difficulties with it. With the show and all of that. We did have recently, sorry, Noami, I keep taking up your thunder. I will leave the chat alone. I'm sorry. But I would like to get Erica on the show too. That would be fucking awesome. But yeah, Too White. He's a homeboy. He's from the bad streets of Sesame. He recently moved to Ohio from Sesame. The streets, you know how hard them streets are. And he's going to be bringing hip hop, a new brand of hip hop to the area. He was raised on ramen noodles, and he wants to bring fanny packs back. Because you can get women in the rap game if you wear a fanny pack. You're going to hear about that all soon. I got Noami back there crack-a-lacking. Also, Adam Gorak, I am so proud of him. I was just on the first episode of his podcast. He has a new show, guys. Go check it out. Anyone not familiar with Adam Gorak, he is my co-host typically on this show. But he's not joining us right now because he's in Australia. He's sleeping. The dude's busy. But Ghouls Gone Wild is the name of his show. I was just on it next week. I do believe he has Zach Belliante of Death Comes Lifting. I'm so proud of him for doing this. He went out on his own. He's still going to be doing Pink Sock occasionally, but I'm so proud of him for doing this. And guys, don't forget Spot Remover coming Friday. If you have an annoying DJ that you want to get rid of, spray some Spot Remover on him because he's gone. He's out of there. And I also have Can't Believe It's Not Coffee. Loose Bean is a DJ, not a coffee company. So I also am going to be returning on Michael Outdoors podcast. I will keep you updated on that. And I also have Meditations of a Medicated Mind on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. God damn, I can't even keep track of everything I'm doing. This is called ADHD at its finest. Also, guys, thank you for tuning into this broadcast. I'll be talking to Louie here momentarily, but hit that subscribe button. Go over to allmylinks.com/pinksockpodcast and allmylinks.com/official Mike Usenick to keep up with all things Pink Sock and me. And also, the boy Too White is going to be doing his first interview on WTHC radio at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on October 14th. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to be on WTHC radio. Two White's going to be on WTHC radio. It's going to be a litty titty time. There it is. Two White coming very soon. He's Two White, all right, out of sight, dynamite. You know what I'm saying? He's fucking. Oh, God. Everybody in the chat, how are you all doing? I hope you all are having an amazing time. Hi, Jules. Hi, Jessica. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button over on YouTube and on Facebook. Go ahead and follow us. And I appreciate everyone's love and continued support with this show. Help us keep growing. I've got a lot of things coming down the pike, a lot of music coming out. You're going to be seeing this face a lot, like it or not, I guess. But you must like it because you guys are listening. I love you all. And I truly appreciate all the love and support that I have been getting over this whole course of time. Daniela, I have not seen you in a while, dear. She has been a long-time supporter of Pink Sock since, the beginning. Let me bring Yorkshire on, if she doesn't mind, to chat about this.
Hi.
Daniela has been following us for quite some time.
Right from the very beginning, yes, she has.
From the very beginning.
Hi, Danny.
I'd like to give a shout out. We have Energy with Erica in the building. She's a DJ. She DJs with Louie and by herself. They are one of my favorite couples of all time. They're like couple goals, bro. They are incredible. And yes, I called you bro, Noami.
That's all right. I'll be bro.
Also, I want to give a shout out to Calligraphy LLC. They're an amazing hip hop group that is local. If you've not heard of them, check them out. They are amazing. Two White is going to be on one of their songs. I might even be on one of their songs. Who knows? But Noami,
right.
without further ado, we have the man, the myth, the DJ. He is going to teach you everything about the pursuit of life, happiness, and house parties. We have Louie XIII in the house. It was nice chatting with you, Noami.
Nice chatting with you, yeah.
You're doing an amazing job. We have Louie in the building. Of course he's in the building. This is his building. What's up, brother?
What's up? Thanks for having me on, Mike.
Of course, brother. I actually crashed here last night over there, and here I am again. So, Louie, let's do a little bit of a backstory about you, if you don't mind going into your history a little bit, and then we can get into how you got into DJing.
Totally.
You may have been in bands before this, but the way I know you is Resistance 13. That is, I believe we may have met at a Resistance show many years ago and not remember it, because I used to go to a lot of local shows, but you're in Resistance 13. How did that band form, and what happened, if you don't mind going into the story, into how that happened, and then how you got into DJing after that?
So with Resistance 13, I was in drumline in high school, and when I went to Ohio University Eastern Campus here in Belmont, I met Brian Meeks, who was the bass player for them at the time, and they were looking for a drummer, and he was handing out flyers at OUE, and he went up to these girls in there. He was like, a drummer? And I walked up to him. I was like, they don't know a drummer, but I know a drummer. And he was like, can you play metal? I was like, oh yeah, I can play metal. I was like, I can play All That Remains. I could not play All That Remains.
You couldn't, but you were in a band.
Yeah, I was in a band. So I was like, yeah, I'll learn how to play double pedal or whatever. And I was kind of like the same thing, oddly enough, once the Resistance broke up, was the DJing. But we played and we did a lot. We opened up for a lot of really cool bands, and we had many awesome memories, and was blessed to know those guys. They changed my life and set me on a really good path and taught me a lot about music and friendship and the ups and downs of, what to expect in life. And, one thing I definitely found is you get what you get, and you gotta treat people with respect and kindness and, what they deserve, or else, things will snowball and self-destruct. And we had a little bit of that happen towards the end, and we're all cool now. But
was it like creative differences, or just everyone's ego got in the way? Because I know that happens a lot in music. No offense to anybody involved. It's just
there was some creative differences, but one big thing was that we all had kind of different perspectives on where we wanted the band to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that I definitely pushed a little probably too hard for us to keep excelling and playing more shows and being more professional and selling more CDs and all this jazz, where I kind of lost the just making music with my friends. You know, like,
well, that happens a lot, especially when you're like, I'm putting all this hard work. I should be, because I've done that with this podcast. You're like, I should be making money off of this if I'm putting in all this work. So you try to go professional.
Right. And there was like this weird time too where I was getting out of school, and it was like I was kind of thinking like, what do I want to do with my life? And it was this. So it was like I want to take this as really serious. So I don't have to get a normal job. Like, you know, I just want.
I do it. It sucks.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive, you know what I mean? Like, and that was, so speaking of that, it's like when Resistance broke up, it was like I was so into music, and I DJ'd a couple dances at school because I was teaching at the time.
Was that while you were with Resistance or afterwards?
While I was with Resistance, because they were like, oh, you know, we need someone to do this dance, and we don't have anyone to do it, and all you have to do is just play music through this PA. And I was like, oh, well, it's the same thing as running drums and a guitar through a PA, but just an MP3. And I DJ'd a couple of their dances, and it was really, really fun. It was like playing a concert without getting all sweaty on the drums and having to set up all that stuff and not have to call for other people to make the music happen.
What would you say is harder, though, in your opinion, playing drums in a rock band or messing with, as you said last night when we were talking, messing with other people's music on a DJ booth? Because I know there's times where you mess up, or you, like with music, you can mess up. Like, is it harder to do that?
Anything you can mess up with.
Yeah. Is it harder, though?
It's just what you want to put your time with. So, I mean, just like playing the drums, I found it really impressive when I was just watching people perform live that they wouldn't drop a stick or like, you know, flub really hard or like lose a lot of tempo. It just comes with practice, you know, like how, and a lot of times when you go see really big professional bands, like those people live on their instrument, whatever it be, you know, and that's what makes it so amazing. And they dance while they do it, you know what I mean? It's not like they're just learning how to do it. It's like these, and hey, there are prodigies out there that are really young that can jam, but they still don't have that. When I watched Elton John's drummer play, I forget his name, but he's like 70 years old, and like
he's good.
He's so good. It's just like his style, like how he fits into the pocket, and just like he's just so clean. Like he just screams like the art of drumming and passion, like to the craft. And that's and the same thing with the DJ. Like I've seen so many DJs, like way more DJs than drummers, because if you want to say it's easier, that keeps time for you. It is the drum machine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it opens up a world of endless creativity with all the different plugins you can get. Where with a drum set, you're limited to what you bring in and what you can afford to bring in. I mean, you want a timpani sound. I mean, timpani could cost thousands of dollars. You want a timpani sound from MP3, it's free.
See, the thing I always hear people say, and I know that it's not true, but I hear people say this, and you probably heard people say this, and you've seen both sides of the spectrum. You saw the DJ side and the drumming and a band side. There's a lot of people out there like, all DJing is you just hit play and you just stand there, which that's not the case. I've seen you work. Like, it's a lot of fucking music work.
People could say that about playing any instrument or doing anything. Exactly. You know what I mean? That's just like, you know, a construction, like ragging on a construction worker that just holds a flag all day. Like,
but you don't see what they did before that.
Well, even aside from that, it's like they're in the elements. They have to hold that all day. Like, they're getting like different orders on a walkie-talkie and have to deal with traffic. They could be hit by a car. Like, people get mad at them. Like, oh, you're just holding a stick though. Like
for 14 hours.
Yeah, or something like that in the elements. Like, there's all different types of obstacles that come with any job. Yeah. And like normally when you get like compensated to do something, it's because someone else doesn't want to do it in some weird way. And it's the same thing with music. Like, not everyone always wants. People want to enjoy. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying like the enjoyment doesn't come from playing the music too, but
you don't get to experience it from the other side. Is what you're
yeah,
saying.
I mean, I know so many musicians that go to other concerts and like hang with other musicians that you wouldn't even think would hang with each other.
Bro,
But,
I saw this picture on Instagram. It was Rob Halford of Judas Priest, and he posted a picture of him with the lead singer of Behemoth. And the story behind that was he paid money to see Behemoth and was front row. And Behemoth's like, you're the king of fucking metal. You're not just going to be in the audience. So they let him backstage to hang out, and he caught their pic and everything. Like, he was a fan. Like, he was like, I caught their pic. And like, he's posting pictures on Instagram.
yeah, I mean, that's just how, you know, a lot of real humble musicians just are, you know what I mean? Like, there are these big A-list celebrities who probably won't go out because they'll get, like, mauled and stuff. But, you know, like, lead singers and drummers and musicians and bands that have probably, like, under 500,000 followers on social media, I'd say they're probably in the clear to, like, be somewhat normal. But, like, once you excel, like, you know, like, you know, A-list celebrity, it's hard to probably go to a normal concert.
There is.
I have seen pictures of like a lot of EDM artists too. Like in the like Grizz will attend shows, and like Sullivan King will attend shows, like Hero Bus will attend shows. But in like the grand scheme of things, like in levels of celebrities, like comparing like Sullivan King to like Travis Barker or like you know Robin Williams or like some like Keanu Reeves or something like that, where they're like unmistakable. Like,
well, what's
you know,
fucking
like,
wild is Bill Murray does that shit. He'll show up in random places or at concerts and shit, and he's an A-list celebrity.
I heard, yeah, those guys are all like, most of them too. I hope they're like they want to give back. Like I heard a lot of really cool things about Keanu Reeves, and I heard that Shaq's really cool. He just threw his first music festival, and I heard that Jeff from Excision is really cool.
Did you see Shaquille O'Neal in that mosh pit at that EDM show?
Yeah, I think it was either at Lost Lands or his festival. Yeah, he just had his own fest.
I would have freaked out.
I saw Shaquille at like one of his first performances ever. He was a secret guest at the first Lost Lands.
Dude, that's fucking
or
cool.
The second one, if I don't quote me on that exactly.
Could you imagine?
It was really fun.
Could you imagine being in a mosh pit and there'd be a 7-foot monster?
No, I couldn't.
That would be terrifying. That is like your worst nightmare, bro. Oh, thank you. Did you medicate it?
I did.
All right. I'm going to trust your judgment. If I'm unable to drive after this, it's your fault. I'm just kidding. So, Louie, with music, though, is there any, like, thought in your mind of going back to, like, the hard rock style eventually, or exploring your musical genres in that way, or do you plan on just sticking to DJing?
I mean, I'm down. I want to do a reunion with Resistance, but they're just not with it. They haven't played music probably in a long time either, so
you got to have the passion for it.
Yeah, you just gotta want to do it. Like all the things are there, maybe except for the energy between all of us. You know what I mean? Like we got the stage, we got the instruments, we have all the music. I mean, it was just a really big falling out, just kind of like any other relationship. You know what I mean? It's like if we come back together, it'd be like we're coming back together for like the kid, like our fans, like the kids or whatever. You know what I mean? Like just to have that feeling again. I will say, like, something about playing like original music and harnessing like a fan base around that instead of just like production and like, which I mean is a fan base around that in itself, but there's something about finishing a set with a group of people that you worked really hard with and it was like successful, like that feeling. Like I still want that feeling. But like I get it from DJing because like we all work as a team, but we don't play a set as a team.
What you could do,
we could, but we talked about it.
What you could do is get all the DJs together and music, like people that play like guitar and shit. And you could do like a hard rock EDM style.
We've definitely been kicking this back and forth because Loose Bean plays the guitar, Nidra Works plays the bass, and I play the drums. And I'm sure like Chasing Rabbits could play the synthesizer or something like that on the fly as well, you know. So we all have the capability of doing it. And if anything, that would probably be way more of a possibility than bringing Resistance 13 back.
And if you need a guest vocalist, bro, I sing occasionally.
Heck yeah, you're definitely more than welcome to do backup vocals. We had Eric Miner from News 9 do the backup vocals.
That is fucking
in
cool.
the first album.
That is sick.
He came in the studio and did like a interview on it and stuff too.
That's fucking cool. Double dipping. He's singing and
Yeah, it was gang vocals, so it wasn't like him specifically.
also you can
But
barely
our
hear him.
producer Mike Ofka was like friends with him because he's really big into the studio scene too. But he was like, yeah, you know, we should have him out. It'd be really good for your PR, and you get to meet him. He's a really cool dude, and it was awesome
Mike Ofka is like a local legend when it comes to producing.
for sure.
Because he's produced like damn near every band that I know.
Yeah, him and I think Armadillo Records, and also for some other stuff, Hot Rod Tattoos recording studio for Brimstone. I forget Andrew DeCagna.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
like 90 bands or something.
Yeah, he has a recording studio as well that has put out some good stuff.
Mike Ofka, I do believe he produced. I was managing a band there for a while. Their name's Songs of Silence. Little shout out. I don't know if you've heard of them or not.
Yeah, I've had them out somewhere, some point in time.
But yeah, I think he produced their first album too.
Nice. Yeah, Mike is really talented. I haven't worked with any other producers, but he really cares about whatever he gets into. Like, he won't let this whatever slide.
Yeah, like
He
he'll
really
tell you if
looked
it
at me.
sucks.
Yeah, he will. I mean, it's crazy that the Resistance 13 album is 10 years old. This month, actually. It released September 13th or something like that, 2013. So
it's almost time for 10-year anniversary show, ain't it?
yeah, which is crazy. So I mean, like, me on the drums back then, like when we wrote the songs, like I didn't really play to a metronome, so I went into the studio and got a big surprise. But then I went in the studio a second time and crushed it with a metronome.
So how intimidating was it, because you're used to like the live shows and stuff, how intimidating was it to sit in front of Mike Ofka and
Pretty intimidating. The first time, I was sweating. I will say, not as intimidating as when I had to try out for Resistance 13 in front of the Lost Chapter, who at that point in time I thought was like, and they still are, the absolute bee's knees. Like, they were super inspiring. Like, they opened up for Korn and Mushroom Head, and they were on Mayhem Fest. They were sponsored by Jägermeister. They had all the cool merch.
Where are they from? I know they're from
Like, kind of like the area, like Caddis, Adina, Belmont. Like, I know the singer was from Adina at that point in time.
Because I know back in the day, it was
and then so was the drummer, but the drummer had to move for whatever reason. And then I think they just played 54 shows a year, 3 years in a row or something like that.
Bro.
And I think that just like burned them out. And then they like only had one CD, which kicked ass. But when you only have one CD, it's like how much can you like squeeze that really?
Well, that's like in the area, the huge bands for the area. I'm talking like Columbus, Pittsburgh, like the hour or 2 hour mark. Lost Chapter, you have Mushroom Head, and Attack was all the huge bands back
for
then.
sure, yeah. I mean, I think Mushroom Head's still together.
Kind of. There's like one member left or something, which it is what it is. That happens in music.
I've tried to get the chapter back together multiple times to do a show with the Resistance for a reunion, come back or whatever you want to call it, but it's not happening. Everyone's just in different directions. But I was super fortunate to get Nick Moore involved with Pike Idol this past season through the summer, and he got second place.
Is that just for people that don't know? Pike Idol is like an American Idol kind of thing, correct?
Yeah, it's the Belmont American Idol essentially. There's top three all get certain prizes from the Pike 40.
Is it just music or anyhow?
It's just karaoke. You're not allowed to play an instrument. You're not allowed to bring anything else. You can bring props and you can dress up. So that's kind of like the schmick with it. Is every week is a different theme. So that you dress as country, rock, disco, night at the movies, Vegas. It was really, really cool. The host, Taylor Fresnelli, she did a really, really good job of keeping it all together. I went to school with her. Really? Yeah. Mm-hmm. She did a really good job of hosting that. And she's a wonderful singer as well. And shout out Chris Dutton for having me there.
Bro, I'm proud of you because you went from like being in Resistance, which was a relatively popular band in the area. I remember hearing about you guys and I heard it and I'm like, this fucking kicks ass. I honestly didn't know you as Louie the XIII was in that band, and still I kind of added one and one together. I'm like, oh wait, I know this motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't Louie the XIII until
you did the DJ stuff. So.
Yeah, and really it was when I initially did it. I think I just was Sweet Lou.
Is it like I remember?
And then I just found out, unfortunately, like 2 days ago, that there is a it's OG Louie the XIII, and he has songs with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm like, are you going to have to change your name because of that?
Or he's OG Louie the XIII.
True. He's the original.
Yeah, he's the original.
I'm
DJ Louie the XIII.
Bro,
OG.
You should put at the beginning of your name, wish.com Louie the XIII.
I mean, I don't even know. He doesn't even rap that much of Snoop Dogg's features. I think he probably just got a bunch of money and just paid to like have his name next to a bunch of Snoop Dogg stuff because a lot of his other videos don't have any views.
Well, wasn't Sweet Lou taken?
Not talking trash on the other Louie the XIII because I don't have any videos that have views on YouTube. So
wasn't there also a Sweet Lou?
There's probably a billion Sweet Lou's. Any Lou that's ever owned a barbecue station or a barbecue shop, probably Sweet Lou. And then that could be my thing though too. It could be Sweet Lou the XIII.
So what?
Or I could even be Louie the XIII. But Louie the XIII is insinuating,
there's 12 more.
Well, I've gotten asked that too. They're like, has there really been? You have 12 other siblings? You have you're the 13th Louie in your family? Like, no, old. History with Louie the XIII with interstate commerce and setting up all different boundaries and exploration and stuff like that. Trade.
Would you say 13 though is your favorite number because you were in Resistance 13? You are Louie the XIII. Is there some correlation with that?
So my last name's Balk, and a B is a 1 and a 3 pushed together essentially.
I noticed that with your Instagram. I just didn't know if it was.
Yeah, so I mean that's how I resonate with that, and that number too is just really, really cool. We got a Friday the 13th coming up next week. I was thinking about trying to do a pop-up show somewhere for free and just rage outside. I was thinking about setting up at the top of the overlooking Wheeling, just playing for a little bit.
If I'm off, dude, I'll swing by because I would love to do that.
Just something small, just one speaker in the decks, and hopefully a good sunset.
I'm proud of you because you went from being in this band and now you're promoting and doing all these shows and you're going out there and doing it. And
oddly, I was always a foot soldier with the Resistance 13. I love doing that, getting out there and meeting people and
that kind of inspired
how it works.
Not gonna lie, that kind of inspired me because I met you online first, really, unless we met at the Resistance 13 show, but we met online and I'm like, you're doing all these cool shows. So I decided to do the comedy thing. And then that's when we kind of came together and ended up making a double team out of that. And we need stuff like that in this area. But I think what we should do is bring our heads together. And once we start bringing entertainment to the area, comedy, DJ, whatever, going to other areas that don't have much live entertainment and getting small venues and making it a touring thing.
Oh, totally.
Because there's a lot of areas that need entertainment.
For sure. But then the other thing is if there's people that want entertained in that area. But Pittsburgh, Columbus, I'd say let's definitely do a haul through there. That's it. There's a easy shows because you're just on a main drag. People are going to want to be partying on a Saturday night anyway, especially comedy and DJ.
Yeah.
But speaking of shows, I got a private party that I'm doing with Slim Petty this Saturday, and we're going to be raging somewhere out in the woods. So
looking cool.
If you're paying attention, maybe check out for some hidden details and come snag this secret set this Saturday with Slim Petty. And next weekend, we're in OBDJ's taking over Morgantown at the Art Bar. I'm gonna be with House Party, and I believe, I forget the production company is gonna also help run some sound with us, so we don't have to take our speakers all the way down there. We're just gonna take the decks. And then the following week, we're at Adina for the 4th annual Harvest Fest. And that will kick off early, and we're going to have the vendors out from 4 to 9 or 10, and we're going to start music at 7.
Damn, dude. You're busy as fuck with all of this.
And then Halloween weekend might do something as well. Either that or just go out and chill, do something. There will be some where to play music or some party to go crash. And then the beginning of November, I'm not 1,000,000% sure what I have there, but November 22nd, the day before Thanksgiving, OBDJ crew's taking over the Waterfront Hall in Wheeling. And they have a beautiful, beautiful stage there. Lots of lighting, sound guy. So they have sound and lighting, and then we're going to bring our sound and lighting on top of it.
Fuck.
So I'm anticipating it to be the loudest OBDJ concert to date, and with the most lighting and the biggest screen, because they have a big projection wall, not a video wall, projection wall. Still very nice, and I'm excited to get on the stage and bring it all to life. And hopefully we can pack that place and rage out. And then we'll probably go on a break for December and January while it gets cold, but never know. I mean,
there is. I'm
going to have a couple Christmas parties that probably aren't OBDJ to go and, maintain, and probably some karaoke and stuff. But
I am going to kind of announce it right now. No date yet, but December we do have one show. It's going to be, guys, it's going to be me, Matt Cooper, you, and Sable. Me, Matt Cooper, and Sable are going to be doing our comedy. You're going to be doing the DJing. We're going to be at Lumberjacks in December. We just got to figure out a date, and I think I've got it. It's just we got to finalize it through the venue.
Yeah, shout out Doug from Lumberjacks. He's awesome as well.
He's amazing.
Super cool dude. I've only got to hang out with him for a limited time, but he's had me out there 5 or 6 times. Really nice place. Also, shout out Pike 40, shout out LA Pizza, shout out Morgantown Art Bar, shout out all the OBDJ crew, shout out Doug Boston, Bill Thomas.
Damn, bro, you got a lot of people shout out.
Shout out all my vendors that participate in all the events. Love y'all.
Shout out to Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Cleveland. Oh, and Detroit. Gotta rep Detroit.
Detroit. I'm not saying I do this, but I do know Detroit has some fireweed that some people get from Ohio.
That's what the rumors are.
That's what the rumors say. I'm not saying I do it. I got a friend. Where is Lumberjacks? Lumberjacks is an axe throwing place that is located. Is it technically Morristown or Belmont? Because it's Morristown, but it has a Belmont zip code.
Yeah,
that's why I get confused.
It's just Belmont zip, but it's right on 40. It's Lumberjacks 40.
Yep. It is an axe throwing place, so we're going to be doing stand up comedy, DJing. We might even bring out somebody from OBDJ to DJ with you.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know how much time we got to kill or whatever, but
because what my plan is, and you said that you're down for doing this, so I just don't want to add anything to your plate. Is we're going to combine our comedy and the OBDJ thing and just book shows together, because I think DJing and comedy go well together.
Yeah, I mean, probably not for like every event.
No, I meant like most of our comedy events.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not saying your events,
because you guys need a sound system too, though, right?
Yeah.
So,
that's why I'm saying
problem solved.
For our comedy shows, I'll have you tag along if you're available. But for, of course, your OVDJ events, I'll be there.
We should try and get something in December too, while the schedule's empty. We can maybe do like a winter theme.
We could.
Have it be holiday themed, where it's Christmas jokes, holiday jokes, being with the family jokes or whatever, and like holiday music.
You can talk to the people.
Ugly sweater.
You can talk to the people at Pike. We could do something there too.
Pike has also given me this thing where you can't say shit, piss, fuck, cunt,
Cocksucker, motherfucker, tits.
motherfucker.
So like George Carlin.
Yeah, so like you can't say any of those words.
Oh fuck! Are we allowed at Lumberjacks?
I'm not sure. You know what I mean? And Lumberjacks, I don't know. We have to see.
He said no dead baby jokes or dark shit like that, which I understand.
Right? Yeah. So I mean, we just gotta appeal to the audience and what's
my comedy's not really that vulgar anymore. Like I got a dark sense of humor, but I mean, I can fit in anywhere.
Totally.
I'm just more worried about everyone else.
We'll give it a go because like the gym was a pretty neutral area.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was all people we invited in. Like having people just show up, sometimes they'll be like, "What is happening?" I can't tell you how many times I've played house music when I go in somewhere. Like I'll warm up with Seeger or something. Like, but most people they just want country roads.
See, I'll be honest.
I literally had this lady. She's probably never heard house music before a whole lot. She like I played this track and she was like, "Why is the bass just going boom, 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 boom?"
That's what it does.
She was like, "It's not stopping." I was like, "I mean, what do you want the bass to do? Boom, 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 boom." Like
they're not used.
What's gonna make you happy? Like, is the bass pattern like is really gonna throw you off that much? Like.
I don't think they're used to bass at all.
They're not. They're used to Kenny G and friggin'.
That's a name I ain't heard in a while.
He's coming to Wheeling. That's the only reason I said it. They're used to like country roads, new wave country, in which hey is awesome. But then honestly, people will surprise me sometimes. They just gotta get in the right mood. You have to like warm them up right. So I guess that lady I did not like. I might have just played the track without playing a Bob Seger remix or something in between to like blend this stuff, or maybe she didn't have enough good vibes or enough to drink or whatever it is to like open up, to accept some new stuff. I feel like too that's a lot of people's problem with when they hear something. It's not that they don't like it; it's just for some reason they have this like perceived notion that you have to look a certain way or be a certain way to like certain music, and that's complete bogusness. Like,
see,
one of the biggest drum viral videos that has happened is this sweet lady named Dorothy playing Down with the Sickness. I forget her last name, but everyone's seen it. And her messages is you don't have to look like Gigi Allen to sound like Gigi Allen, you know what I mean? Like those are all just add-ons. Like music in itself is one thing, but video killed the radio star. Like once we could see what was happening, all this stuff changed. And I mean, music in that era, right before that, like Neil Young and like Crazy Horse and stuff, like they're amazing musicians, but they don't have visuals on their set or like crazy music videos or blow millions of dollars on production.
See, I have a similar.
They're in that age of music where it was like music. You know what I mean?
See, I have a similar issue like with the music. Like people are like, you have to look a certain way to do the music. There's kind of that within the cannabis industry too, where you're trying to like make it legal. But if you look like me or your stereotypical stoner. But like you have somebody like my friend Joni, who's the first ever Ohio patient. She's an older lady. They don't expect that.
Yeah, she came to camp out.
Yeah, but like she's a great image for that to have.
Yeah, and it's weird that humans are really visual creatures, and we base a lot of what we think off of
stereotypes,
off of looks and stereotypes. And I mean, it's pushed a lot through media and assumptions, and a lot of that too is all bogusness, where sometimes stereotypes might have some correlation, but it's just like saying anything else. Like we're all human, we all do around about the same amount of stuff.
Yep.
And like we're just so bored here in this dimension, like we just find petty stuff to just throw around at each other for some laughs and some anger and some trials and tribulations of people just to kill time. So this reality isn't just so boring. That's another reason I feel like that stuff exists.
Bro, we need to have another separate podcast, because today I just wanted to talk about your music and stuff. But next time I want to have you on either this show or Meditations of a Medicated Mind as the first guest, because I'm not really gonna have a whole lot of guests on there, where we just get medicated and go down that rabbit hole of like life and how we react to things. Because we did that last night. That was an incredible conversation.
Hell yeah, we watched some U2
We watched some U2. So
in the Dome.
I know
If you
you
haven't seen the Vegas Dome yet, anyone, you go check it out. I'm gonna go. I want to see a concert there so bad,
dude.
It costs like $2.3 billion. I mean,
You know who should go there and do a show? Roger fucking Waters.
Kenny G.
Kenny G. Weird Al.
Weird Al.
Could you imagine that shit?
I'm not making fun of Kenny G. I love you, Kenny G. You got some soothing music. But I'm just saying, like, imagine Kenny G visuals. What would they be like?
Did you ever watch Michael Bolton's Sexy Valentine's Special?
I'm gonna say no.
It is on Netflix.
I'm gonna say no.
It is on Netflix. It is totally worth it. It is a Michael Bolton movie where he has to make a Sexy Valentine's Day special because there's not enough babies in the world. So he has to serenade all these women into having sex with their partners through a live chat line. And he's doing like skits and shit. And one of them features Kenny G, and it's him and Kenny G having a sexy sing and play off. It is fucking hilarious, bro.
That's awesome.
Like
I'll
I'll
have to watch it this Valentine's Day.
Kenny G's using his voice, and Kenny G's playing his instrument, and Michael Bolton's is using his voice, and they're feuding to see who can make the sexiest music. It is fucking hilarious, bro.
That's awesome.
But before we spiral too far out of the realm of our conversation, I know you've got Jag the Apostle, no Michael Bolton. Dude, Two White's going to be at your crib here in a few hours. I got to go pick him up at the airport. He's back in. He had to go visit some family in Sesame. We got to get Two White hanging out with you soon.
Yeah.
Get some Two White action. But I know you promoted shows just recently. Do you want to promote them again for those who are too stoned to remember?
Yeah, so once again, we got the Art Bar in Morgantown next Saturday. Then the following weekend, on Saturday again, we have OBDJ Harvest Fest. And then the day before Thanksgiving, 11/22, we have Waterfront Hall. These are all OBDJ production events. And not OBDJ, but Bill Schmidt is also throwing a Halloween party the day, I think it's the 20th in Bel Air.
It is the 20th in Bel Air because the 21st, he didn't want to have it the same day as your
so the 20th, there's a big party in Bel Air. And then the 21st, there's a party in Adena. So you have lots of options and some really good events to pick from. And I hope to see you and celebrate and get down with the OBDJ crew. We got a lot of production for you. And once again, my name is Lou.
I love the fuck out of you, brother. Thank you so much for everything.
Yep, thank you.
And
too,
thank
Mike.
you for helping with the comedy, the show, everything. And as always, guys, live long, rock hard.
Peace.
Peace, guys. Love y'all.
Much love.